About to get started in a minute. Waiting on my partner in crime to show up. We're gonna let the numbers stack up and we'll get started briefly. Give y'all something to listen to for a minute. Talk in a minute. We're just letting these numbers stack up and my partner finna show up in a minute. We're gonna talk about it. I'll kick back for a minute. Time to turn back to the mission. Time to take back what it missing. Checking my bags, I be a minute. Through all the pain and the affliction. I know it's just a war inside. It's just a war inside. Sneaking up on me today, and I don't waste my time on what people what they think. I focus on what's mine, doesn't matter what they say. Hey, I learned that love from my brother, not to make friend with the devil. If I offend him, my versa we gon' bust that like some brother. Watch out, nah. No fiction, straight facts, let the heathen react. This is the patient of the saint, cause it's a war inside. Yes, it's a war inside. And I ain't trying to die, I gotta hold the line, I gotta keep my mind. Hold it down all at the same damn time. War inside, it's just a war inside. Trying to control my mind, but I hold the line. I gotta hold the line. Stay strong and endure. There he is. He done showed up on us. He done showed up on us, man.
Stop playing.
How you doing today, brother?
Good, brother, man. Glad to be with you again. What's up with it?
Let me turn this Bluetooth off, man. So they can hear us clearly.
What we talking about? What we talking about today?
What that topic say up there?
Man, blame games, huh?
Blame games.
That's where we at with it today.
Blame games, man.
Blame games.
We was chopping it up this morning.
Yeah.
And I was like, hold on, man. Hold that thought. Just regular conversation.
Yeah.
Hey, let's save the energy for later, man.
Right.
Some stuff need to be recorded.
Right.
You know, that's how ancestors and the elders did. You know, they wrote the scripts.
Sure.
They wrote the scrolls. It's like, man, we must take note of this. Why? Because it's for generations later. That's why they still talking to us today.
Right.
They left something.
Right.
So this information, think about it. When we gone, we still gonna be talking to our people, man.
For sure.
Straight up.
Sure.
So, man, what you think about this topic, man?
Oh man, I say, I think this one is very. I think everybody's dealing with this right now, man. You know, with the state of the nation, the state that's going on.
Oh yeah.
With everybody, you know what I mean? We all going through trials and tribulations, you know. And again, boy, that's a, you know, who we gonna place the blame on? You know, who's to be at fault for the chaos? You know, who's to be at fault for the traumas and these things that, you know, we going through in our lives, man. And As you and I both know, man, it's easy to point the finger.
Always.
You know what I mean? It's always easy to put it on.
Scapegoat.
There you go.
Yeah.
Put it on somebody else. You know, make it be somebody else's fault. You know, when truly in the end, man, if I'm gonna tell you anything, I'm gonna tell you that relies on us. You know what I mean?
Always,
That
man.
relies on you. You know, that relies on me. That relies on that person to accept the accountability, man. Because again, if we both know, it's easy to blame God, and we can blame our parents, and we can blame our job. We can blame everything. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, guess who probably gonna be fixing it? Guess who probably gonna be going through it? Guess who gonna have to get right about it with themselves? You know what I mean?
Ooh.
And that's us.
That's right,
You know what
man.
I'm saying? That's you, man. You tell me.
And see, man, this is
You tell me.
the thing about it. You know, that's why I said every man should work out his own salvation through fear and trembling.
There you go.
You know, we too busy want to go and ask all the time for other people to fix our mistakes when you are the problem and the answer.
There you go. Say
It's
that.
within us, man.
Say that.
That's why he said, greater is he that's in thee than he that's in the world. There's something that's already been planted in us from the foundation. He wants us to crack it open.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And see what it is. He gave us gifts. He made one seed that made all the other seeds that make all these
There you go.
plants and, you know, vegetation, everything from one seed.
One seed.
You don't have to keep making different seeds.
No.
See, think about this. When we blame stuff, what do? We give the power to those things, all those people.
There you go.
And we take the power from ourselves.
Ooh, say that.
You know, we want to be,
Say that.
we want the power, but we don't want the responsibility.
That's powerful.
The one with the responsibility is the one with the power.
Ooh,
You know,
that's ice cold,
think
bro.
about it. You hear them, there's time they want to
cold,
blame
man.
God, they want to blame this and that. That's even on these TikTok lives. And y'all do this, y'all do this. Y'all talk about if there is a God, why would he allow all this stuff to happen that's bad to mankind?
Right.
You don't have to go down the list because there's many things. You know what they are.
Right.
Okay. Now, he gave us freedom of choice.
Right.
He made the atmosphere before he put us in it.
Right.
Now, a fish can choose to jump out of the water, but he can't be mad if he unalive himself because he jumped out of the water. It's a principle that's already in effect before he even appeared.
Right.
Principle come from the word prince, which means first.
Right.
It was already there first. You didn't make yourself.
Right.
So you got somebody to answer to. So do you want to answer to a dictator? Or do you want to answer to somebody that say, you know what? These are the results of your choices,
Right.
the consequences
Right.
of your actions.
Right.
Now, if you listen a little bit, I could get you back in the play.
There you go.
I can get you back in the game, son.
There you go.
But you want to sit back and just blame. Look what you did. Hey, how dare you? Hey, Father, it's
Right.
on you because you gave me the choice to make the choice.
Right. It's weak, bro.
Make that make sense.
That's weak.
It's hey,
is weak.
it's the Father's fault because he gave
That's
you
weak, man.
the ability to make a choice.
That's weak, bro.
And you mad at him because of the results of your choice and got to deal with the consequences. Man, where that makes sense
That's
at?
weak, man.
You want,
That's weak.
hey, you don't want him to be the
It's easy.
supervision,
There you go.
supervisor. You want him to be the custodian.
There you go.
Now I'm gonna get through. I'm gonna mess up. I'm gonna do my thing. I'm gonna do it.
Right.
Do it till I'm satisfied. Okay. And then when you slip up and you got a hiccup, now you want the Heavenly Father to pick up.
Right. And that's
Seriously?
something And it don't work that way, bro.
You the one that gave yourself a stick up.
There you go. There you
Quit
go.
holding yourself back
There you
and
go.
be
Say that.
accountable, man.
Say
Take your
that.
power back,
Say that.
man. Hey,
Say that.
drop something on
Say
it.
that. Say that. Now check this out, man. To me, if I'm gonna tell it, one of our greatest gifts that we were ever given, man, is what? Free will.
Free will, man.
Creator gave us all free will. You hear me?
Come on.
What does that mean? What does that entail? What does that encompass? You know what I mean? And that's everything, man. Think about it. We can't wait to be grown, you know, when you young and you coming up and you thinking about how you gonna do this and you gonna pick this and and then we get to that point and now that we there, you know what I'm saying, as adults, and think about it, man. You are the sole controller. You are the ones who are making those decisions. You hear me? You.
Exactly.
That ain't nobody else. Thankfully, that's you. You hear me? Thankfully, this is us. Thankfully, we was given the power to have free will again, to be able to pick and to choose and to make the decisions. And the deal with that is, man, like you say, man, it's a lot of responsibility, you hear me, that comes with some of these decisions that we make. And a lot of us, we just don't be ready to how do we say, deal with the consequences, you hear me, of our actions, of our choice. Let me say this, of our choices.
Choices.
You hear me? Of our choices, because we decide to go left or go right. We decide to go up or go down. We decide to roll with this crew or to not roll with this crew. You hear me? I decide to put this shit in my body that I don't know what it is, or I don't decide to. You hear me? I do. You hear me? You do. This is us. So again, man, I'm thankful to have that ability, man. I'm thankful for that choice, you know, and what I've come to realize is that, man, the more responsibility, you hear me, that we take for ourselves, you hear me, not putting it off on somebody else. We know that the soul controller, we know the creator's controlling all of this, you hear me? We know that, like you said, man, we were, what they say, we were known before we came into physical form, you hear me?
Exactly.
We were already known before I had a physical shape, you hear me? I was already in existence, you hear me though?
That's what they
So with that being said, man, we have to think that, like, wow, man, ain't to my knowledge, ain't none of this a mistake, you hear me? It ain't no coincidences.
Come on.
It ain't no just, oh, this just so happened to be this way. It ain't no none of that, bro.
No,
you hear me though? And the more we get out of placing the blame and putting it on God and our friends and our family and really taking ownership, we know, like, man, sometimes shit happens. You know, we lose family members, we lose loved ones. Man, when I lost my father, man, you know I was broke. Man, you know, I was mad. I was ready to tear up the world. You hear me?
Man.
And again, I wanted to play the blame game. I wanted to say, you know, why me? Why my father? Why this? Why my life? Why my mother have to go through this?
We
why
all
my
ask questions.
We all asking them questions. You hear me? You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, we just have to know that the things that we don't understand shouldn't limit us. You hear me? That shouldn't limit our understanding for the things that we don't understand, the things that we don't fully grasp just yet. You know what I'm saying? And man, well, sometimes the piece is in not necessarily having to know the answer. You hear me?
Come
not
on,
necessarily
man.
having to
Say
know
it
the
again.
way. You hear me?
Say it again for the people in the back. Say it again.
We don't necessarily have to know the answer. You hear me? We feel like we do. You know what I'm saying? That pressure. You know what I mean? That all of that, man, it makes us feel. But again, man, the peace is trying to find some understanding that, you know, man, just because I don't know, that's okay. You hear me? I don't know why I'm feeling this way. I don't know why I'm upset. You know what I'm saying? We all hurt. We going through shit, bro. We done lost family, loved ones, done been through traumas. And again, man, it's easy to put it on God and to say you've been punished, or even to put it on the devil. You know, the devil out doing shit every day. You hear me? The devil, as they say, the devil busy.
You're like, hold on now, I didn't choose it for you. You chose
what
it.
they say that. What's that class? The devil made me do it.
No,
Y'all ain't never do it. The devil made me do it.
devil ain't never made nobody do anything.
Playing. You did that shit.
Exactly.
Own that. That's all I'm saying.
Now he might suggest it.
Yeah. That don't mean you had to go with the shit though.
Exactly.
You hear me? That don't mean you had to go with it. But again, bro, man, these choices, man, I ask you this all the time, man, what are we doing with our free will? You know what I mean? Because I think when we start to understand the power that we do have, you know what I'm saying? And start being powerful and not being powerless.
Exactly.
You hear me?
That's
bro,
the difference.
That changes the whole paradigm.
And see, this is a thing right here.
It changes everything.
This is a thing right here. Back when I was saying things happen, that's not in our control.
Right.
I get it. Ain't no, we all ask questions. Why? Tell them it's human nature.
Right.
Well, y'all got them questions, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But think about this. You said something powerful. You said that we was he knew us before he formed us.
Before.
In our mother's womb.
Before.
The problem is we think we the body.
There you go. Say that.
We don't know that we are so dropped in the body for an experience.
There you go.
To be masters of this assignment. We are dealing with a divine assignment. So when you be like, why the babies deal with this and people got I can't say the words on TikTok, but stuff happens to them that's not right, you know, to humanity. It's like, okay, but was that God? No. There was the choices of man. Why? Because man is in a fallen state. So we dealing with the consequences of our fallen state choices. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why we got wars. That's the reason why we got sicknesses. That's the reason why we dealing with the fallen society, man. This climate that we're dealing with, man. Even the weather, all this type of stuff, because of our choice. We want to go outside of the divine principles that were set in order.
So put that on man. Don't y'all blame that on God. Don't y'all blame that on the Creator. Don't y'all say that all. You know what I'm saying? Put that shit on man. You dig?
Yeah.
Because we're creating the reality that we live in. The state of the world is because of the mentalities that exist within the world. You hear me? This is again
right.
why it's so, man, why it's so, we have to, bro. We got to change our thinking. You hear me? What they say, the renewing of our minds, you hear me, is when it starts over for man. You hear me, though? This is what we got to do. We got to change our thinking so that way these realities that we don't want to see no more, these realities that we don't want to exist no more, bro, we change our thinking. You hear me? We change the mental plane. And once the mental plane has been changed, the physical plane lines up with that. You hear me?
That's it.
It lines up with it. It ain't like it ain't no super nothing we gotta do, man. I tell people this all the time, man. We can just change our thinking. Just change your thinking. Start thinking about this shit differently. Stop being negative. Stop being down. Stop being a blamer. Stop passing the buck and shit off on everybody else and start taking some ownership. You hear me?
Ownership
For your reality.
Yeah.
Hence, that's what we're supposed to be doing. Is down here creating your reality. Having your heaven right now, today, not tomorrow, not later on and shit. You're supposed to be having that right now. You're supposed to be creating that right now.
Exactly.
And bro, when we can do that collectively,
what did he say? He said the heaven's at hand.
At hand.
Yeah.
That don't mean
he didn't
like,
say up in the sky.
You know what I mean? Yeah, that ain't nothing you got to get to or go later on. I'm gonna hook you up later on if you do good. Man. Nah, at hand. That means you're supposed to be having this now. You hear me?
Put in their work.
So, bro, when we can get our minds to match up with with reality. And really, it's just backwards, though, man. When our reality catches up with our minds,
there you go.
This is why we got to get on the mental plane first. This is why we got to do our mental shit first, though.
Though not as they seem.
That's it.
You know, life and death.
That's it.
Is in the power of the tongue.
That's it. That's how the unseen becomes seen. You
exactly.
That's it. This is how the invisible becomes visible.
Because what he say? Look right there, man. What's that out there? Oh, that's water.
Again.
Oh yeah. Logic say I ain't supposed to be able to walk on that, does it? But you know what? In my mind, watch this, son. And walk on water, Peter. Let me show you how to do this.
And bro, when we get that,
that's what we supposed to be doing.
When we get that, you hear me? That when we understand that our mind, man, it defies, man, it ain't nothing, like it trumps everything. You hear me?
Exactly.
This is why they're so adequate about having the minds of the youth. This is why they're so adequate about destroying the minds today. You hear me?
Yeah.
They got your mind and shit all fucked up, and you can't make no good decision.
Yeah.
You can't have no faith. You can't have no type of you know what I'm saying, dignity and self-respect, because they got you feeling so damn low and inadequate. Like you say, most of these people think they are bodies, bro. You hear me?
I know. So that's why they get
flesh.
So that's why they get stuck on you know, they don't even know what bathroom to go to.
All of that.
All you gotta do is look down at yourself. Is that simple?
Crisis.
Okay, you go to that one because you got something that sticks out and you got something that goes in.
Right.
It's just that simple.
Right.
You know, the animals know it.
Right.
Why are we confused?
Nature knows it. Nah, cause
it's
because our minds are being scrambled and shit. You hear me?
Exactly.
What they say, we've been mind fucked. Excuse my French, but but it's the truth, bro. You hear me?
It is what it is.
Man. We got something we don't even want to. And it's so funny to me. It's crazy, because we'll claim everything but our spirituality. You hear me?
Yeah, and put them labels first.
You hear me? We'll claim every sin, every gang. I'm a this, I'm a that. We'll claim everything with your spirituality. You hear me? You'll carry everything but who you truly, really are. You hear me?
Man.
And that's why your ass ain't got no power, because you claim some shit you don't even, like you say, for lack of knowledge.
Lack of
knowledge.
Hear
me? Man is destroying himself.
Exactly.
You hear me?
All day long.
And everybody following that, you hear me, is destroying themselves, because again, we just don't we don't know.
And see, this is from the beginning, man.
We don't know.
This is from the beginning. That's the reason why God was like, you know, I can't even use your bloodline, Adam. You know what I'm saying? I gotta create another Adam. In the beginning, the fall of man.
Right.
Man, particular forbidden fruit. That was sex, but that's for another subject. I already laid out what it really was. Well, no apple.
Right.
Stupid.
Right.
Don't even make sense.
Get out the literal.
But the thing is this. What did he do when God came back and asked him to confess what happened?
Right.
He first of all, he asked him. He said, Adam, where are you? It's not that the Heavenly Father didn't know where he was at, because he's all-knowing.
Thank you.
He asked that question so Adam could ask himself that question.
There you go.
Look at you. Where are you at? Hiding in shame.
There you go.
And then what he started doing? Blame. He started blaming God and the woman all in one sentence.
Already.
He said, it's that woman that you gave me. Hey, how you kill two birds in one, unalive two birds in one stone, man?
Right. All of that.
You know what I'm saying? But this is a time where he should have just fessed up and said, you know what? Like they do in the NBA or something. Hey, I did it. I fouled.
That's on me.
You know what I'm saying? Because what you do with that right there,
there's that ownership.
That's ownership. That's what I was gonna go back to that word.
You
go from being on a ship.
There you go.
You know, riding with somebody else, to ownership.
There you go.
You know what I'm
Controlling
saying?
those
You
shit.
own up with that. You know what you
There
do. You
you go.
level up. You gain
There you
trust
go.
and respect when you fess up
There
after
you
you
go.
mess up. I did it.
There you go.
That's all he looking for.
There you go.
That's all the universe is looking for. Look,
you
I
go.
made the mistake. Now
There you go.
let's see how we gonna fix it now.
That's it.
Instead of sitting around blaming and you putting yourself in a situation where you dispatching your power and not utilizing the power that you have in you
That's it.
that he gave you for the answer.
That's it.
First, fess up.
That's it.
Confess.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? Ain't that how we supposed to come? Confess.
That's it.
You know, then we change up, repent,
There you go.
turn away from.
There you go.
You know, if my people that's called by my name should humble themselves, you gotta come humble.
There you go.
Not all bossy and extra with it. You know what I'm saying? Pray,
Right.
seek his face,
There you go.
then turn from the wicked ways. That means be in a position where you actually putting up some work, trying to go away from it. Now you may slip and fall sometimes,
And we all do.
you know.
We all do.
But if at first you don't succeed,
There you go. Try,
what did Leah say?
What you say.
Pick yourself up and try again.
It's the truth, man.
I'm just having fun with it. Go ahead, bro.
No, it's love, man. And you right on it, man. Like you say, the sooner we can be real with ourselves, you hear me? What they say,
right.
man. Only a fool lies to him or herself. You hear me? Only a fool does that. If we can't be real with ourselves, you hear me? If you can't step outside of yourself, you hear me, and be real with yourself, are you being honest? Are you being straight up? Are you bullshitting? You know what I'm saying? Like if you can't do that with yourself, you hear me?
With yourself first.
With yourself first. You
Come
hear me?
on, man.
Shit, you ain't doing that nowhere. You hear me? So to me, it's not a simple obstacle, you know what I mean? Because boy, mastery itself is something that we all work on. You hear me, man?
Daily,
Our weaknesses, our
Daily.
all of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying we work this. It's a work in progress, you know. But again, that's what it's about. You know what I'm saying? Is you being a resistance to the devil. You hear me?
Resistance,
And
exactly.
I ain't talking about the man under the ground with the pitchfork and shit. But I'm talking about you putting up the resistance to these things that we know. They ain't about shit. You hear me? That ain't about nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like I could go there with y'all, but that shit ain't helping our people. You hear me?
Exactly.
That ain't helping fixing it. I can blame somebody else. I can say that God did it and this is the, you know what I'm saying? I can put blame on any and everything else that I want to, but at the end of the day, if I ain't owning my shit, I ain't owning my reality. And if you ain't owning your reality, you and somebody else's shit. You hear me?
That's it, man.
Wondering why your life looking the way it's looking. And somebody else is deciding and dictating and overseeing and because again, what you say, you don't gave all your power away
Exactly.
to them and it was this person and it was that and God didn't like me and they was mad at me and the system and all that, and we know all that shit exists. Ain't nobody saying that shit don't exist.
We do.
I'm just saying stop giving power to that shit and start giving power to yourself. You hear me? That way we can. That way we can conquer these systems. That way we conquer these devils. That way we conquer these weaknesses that all of us have. You hear me? Like all of us have. It ain't no, like, you know what I'm saying? It ain't no perfect person. You hear me?
Exactly.
Like it ain't none of that. And if you ain't working on yourself, you full of shit anyway. You hear me?
Exactly. And let me speak to the men real quick. I want to speak to the men.
Straight up.
I know we, you know, especially in this pivotal moment where we at the bottleneck of it, where you have all these discussions about relationships. It's man versus woman, woman versus man. That's what everybody talking about right now.
Right.
But it's like, do we want to stay there?
Right.
Just blame each other? Everybody escaping each other?
Right.
They want to deal with each other? Man, fine.
Right.
But the deal is this, the problem is still there. You're only going to escape and go somewhere else if you didn't deal with the same situation just somewhere else.
Say that.
It's always going to follow us, man.
Say that.
You know what I'm saying? Just a different format, same situation, same problem. Why? Because we need to master it. And see, as long as we blaming things, we're never going to master it because we just sweep it up on the rug and not dealing with ourselves, man. Right. You know what, man? This the deal right here. Yes, we have dealt with some bad situations. You know what I'm saying? It's very unhealthy, toxic.
Right.
But at the same time, let's look at it and be like, what did I do?
Right.
I'm not saying you're the reason for it,
Right.
but I'm saying, but did you do the best that you were supposed to do?
Right.
Doesn't matter nothing about the other person.
Thank you.
Did you do? What he say? What you do, day?
There you go.
What you do, day? Hey, it was Craig. It was Craig.
Hey,
what did you do, day?
Jesus told him to carry your cross. You heard me?
Exactly, man.
I'm not here to carry everybody else's, and that's the beautiful thing too, though, bro. You're not here to be responsible for everybody else. You're not here to control everybody else. You're not here to run everybody else. Who you supposed to be running and controlling and dictating over? Who you supposed to be doing all that over? Yourself. That's you. That's
Self,
you.
man. Self mastery.
That's it. the perfect person, the perfect individual for you to do anything that you want to do with is with yourself. You hear me? Because
right.
at the end of the day, that's the only one that you're gonna be accountable for. You hear me? That's the only
That's
soul
it.
that you gotta save. You hear me? Is your
That's
own.
it.
You hear
Your
me?
own. Hey,
It's saving
straight
yourself.
Up, straight
you hear me?
up.
Though?
I can. Straight up, I can only be an example.
Say it, man.
I'm not responsible for saving anybody.
That's it.
Somebody taught you wrong.
That's it.
I'm not responsible. None of us are responsible for saving nobody.
And Jesus ain't coming back to get none of y'all either, though.
Man,
so I keep telling y'all,
Jesus
y'all
said-
just give him a break.
Jesus said he coming here to establish his kingdom
There you go.
amongst his citizens,
There
the
you
ones
go.
that practice,
There you
the
go.
ones that practice what he showed
That's
them to
it.
do, which is to have faith.
There you go.
Why? Because he already did everything he's supposed to do. That's why Hebrews said there's no more sacrifice for willful sin.
There you go.
So if you choose to and you already received the knowledge, that's on you.
That's on you.
That's on us. That's on us.
That's
You know what I'm
us.
saying? We got to answer for that
There you go.
after we done received the knowledge.
There you go.
He's coming to establish his kingdom down here
There you
with
go.
his people, man.
That's
We ain't
it.
looking to be up in the sky. That's an elevation of mindset and thoughts, man. And that's what we're supposed to be practicing right now. Elevating our
There you
thoughts,
go.
even though we go through these low vibration situations.
There you go.
Can you still rise up out of it?
Say
Because
that.
that's what the rise is about. Rising up out of that
That's-
slumber. Rising up out of that dictation. Riding up out of
Say
this
that.
indoctrinations.
that.
Riding up
Say
out of
that.
every situation that
Say that.
defiled us and got us thinking low of ourselves.
Say that.
Rise with Christ. That's what it's about,
powerful,
man.
brother.
It's the Christ in us. Christ comes from the word Christos, which
There you
means
go.
crushing process. Means anointing, which is where you get the oil from. So if
you
you
go.
can't stand a crushing process
There you go.
and still be your same
There
element,
you go. You hear me?
then you don't have a Christos, because that's how you get your oil. So is your oil, is your lamp gonna be lit or what?
There you go.
Is it gonna be lit or what?
Coming.
When he come
I keep
back?
telling y'all, Jesus ain't coming back. You hear me? The Christ consciousness is
Well,
coming
Christ-
back.
Christ
you hear
is
me?
coming back.
The understanding, but who's the Christ is coming back? That's
He's
us.
coming back.
When we get
Yeah.
our minds right, you hear me?
Yeah.
When each of us, you know, when you go inside yourself and you find out, I keep telling people, man, you are the Christ. You gonna have to resurrect yourself. You hear
Yeah.
me? You gonna have to. We gotta. Everything that you've been through, the hard times and all of that, though. You hear me? When you get your mind renewed, you hear me, and you get the understanding of who you truly are. You hear me? And
Yeah.
it's not some helpless, powerless being that's got to
Nah,
keep
we ain't
going
supposed to be
outside of
helpless,
himself,
powerless.
looking for everything. You hear me? Everything that's in me is in you.
Because what he say,
Period.
great is he that's in thee than he that's in the world.
There you go.
He put his, remember back in the beginning when I said seed, he put a seed in us. So the seed came from Christ. You know what I'm saying? Which is the raise up man. That's why he said, I'm the son of man. That's why we call him the son of God, but he called himself the son of man because he put a seed in us. He said greater things you should be able to do.
There you go.
So yes, he's coming
Thank you.
back,
So-
but he's establishing himself amongst his people
There you
that
go.
practice what he lived.
There you go. So
Practice what he preached,
so-
practice his example.
Say that. So how does that happen? That happens through each of us doing
Exactly.
our work. You hear me?
Exactly.
That happens through that ain't going into the church and begging.
No, man.
That ain't
No,
going in
man.
there and dancing around and running down the aisles and shit and falling all down and shit. Bro, it ain't got nothing to do with that. We talking about an
No.
understanding.
Come
you hear
on,
me?
come on.
The understanding, what they say, this is what's going to change everything for you, bro. And when we can get that simple understanding of who we truly are,
That's
you hear
right.
me? You're not a body. You're not a bag of
Not the
flesh.
body.
This shit is temporary. This is an experience for us. You hear me? We came into the flesh to experience a physical reality. So we can
Exactly, yeah.
so we can touch the water and breathe the air. You hear me?
Man.
And taste the food and taste the sugars in the fruit. And this is what this experience is about. You hear me?
Because what he call us, man? We're the body of Christ.
So what's that tell you?
So we're
again?
supposed to be doing as Christ
You hear
do.
me? Tell me what's
Supposed
that
to be
tell you
being
again,
Christ,
no.
man.
So there you go. The little Jesus.
He already showed
that's
you.
It. You are as an example for us. You hear me?
Exactly.
Of how to walk the earth. That's all that
Exactly.
is to me.
So-
You got a living example of how to be. You hear me? Y'all all got your little wristbands. What would Jesus doing? All ask yourself that though. You hear me?
So are you doing it?
What would the Christ do? You hear
Yeah,
me?
so
What
are
would
we
the
doing
Christ? You hear me saying?
Are we doing
You
it?
hear me? Would the Christ be taking or would the Christ be giving?
Facts.
You hear me? Would the Christ be loving or would the Christ be hating?
Man, that's right.
You
In
hear
every
me?
situation.
In every situation. You hear me?
And then we can't blame.
This is the power. This is the power that we have. You know
So
what
then
I'm
we
saying?
can't blame society and blame everything. Yes, those things happen.
Stop playing.
Yes, we in an evil, wicked
Stop
system. This thing ain't nothing right about this system,
playing.
man.
It never was.
But you know what? Don't let that change alter your DNA.
There you go. It never was.
You don't have to become your environment. That's why it says we are in this world, but not of the world, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So why are we blending when we supposed to be separating, being sanctified? What that mean? being set apart. That don't mean walk around with the big head and think we better than everybody. No. It just means that something about my lifestyle, something about me trying to do right, not just giving up all the time and saying that's just the way it is. No, it ain't got to always be that way. Just because it's that way now don't mean it always got to stay that way. We either gonna lay down or we gonna get up. We gonna rise.
Man, your values, your principles, what you hold true and near and dear to your heart. You hear me, bro? That means everything. When people don't understand, our thoughts and our feelings are so powerful. They damn near more powerful than the bullshit that we're spewing out of our mouths. You hear me? You hear me?
Life and death is in the power of the tongue.
Because truth be told, it's the feeling, right? It's the feeling.
Come on.
It's the feeling.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And through that feeling, all the information comes, all the knowledge comes, you hear me? Just through that feeling.
That's the energy behind it.
You hear me? That's the
yeah.
This
that fuels it.
You hear me? That's powerful.
Yeah,
you
it is.
So think about that, man, and let that resonate for a little bit. Because again, like you say, we be thinking we powerless and we got to go outside ourselves and we got to ask and we got to look for everything and we got to be. And the truth be told is, I feel like the Creator is waiting for us all to become the little Christ. The Creator's waiting for all of us to become the Jesuses and get out there
what he say?
and perform miracles and do our work.
That's
here.
what it says. That's
You hear me?
what he said.
Come out here and do our
That's
work
what he
here.
said.
That's what it's supposed to be
Because
about.
it says ye are what?
So
ye are what?
Ye are God's. You hear me?
Children of the Most
Children
High.
of the Most High. You hear me? So don't tell me I got brought here and I got put here to struggle. I got brought here and I got put here to be in pain and to be in trauma for forever, to be in hell for forever. You hear me? And I'm the son of the Most High? Stop playing.
He ain't gonna lie.
Not even for a minute.
He don't have his seed out there begging for bread, man.
I am enjoying abundance.
Straight up.
You hear me? I am enjoying peace, love, and happiness and prosperity all through having the right mind state. You hear me?
There it is.
Right,
there it
having the right mental state about all this. Because again, as we keep saying, man, the first rule of the universe is everything is mental. Everything is mind.
That's right.
You hear me? Going to the Creator. Man, what a thought, right? How do you have a thought that put all of this into existence?
Exactly.
What you talking about? You want to talk about something?
Man.
You hear me? All of this, how the oceans work, how the winds work, how our planet works, how the oxygen works. You hear me?
Man.
What a thought that is. You hear me?
So
this is how we exist.
So we are
Come
not
on, man.
with excuse, man.
Come on.
We don't have an excuse to say
Stop
all the
playing.
things that's created
Stop playing.
that we can see is created by the unseen. That's what it is. Man don't want to glorify man. They don't want to glorify God as God.
Right.
So they try other things to glorify, even glorify themselves and things they can see,
Right.
taste, touch, and smell.
Right.
You know, but we got to know that faith is beyond all of that,
There
man.
you go.
Faith is a doorway,
There you go.
but work gets us through the doorway.
There you go.
Faith is the doorway,
Right.
but works
Yeah.
get us through the doorway. That's why he said, order my steps. That's an action.
There you go.
That means there's something we have to do to make it happen.
There you go.
So, like my man saying, he's saying, it's not about just acknowledging Christ existed. It's about becoming.
There you go. Say that.
Becoming,
Say
man.
that. That's the truth.
Not saying that we are the Savior.
No.
But we supposed to-
There you go.
We supposed to
We're supposed to be
show-
transformed. You hear me?
Exactly,
We're supposed to be
exactly.
transformed back. We come into we come into God. We come in these bodies and we forget who we truly are.
truly
You hear
are.
me?
And the Holy Spirit.
Man, we forget that. We get lost in all of this. You know what I'm saying? And to know, bro, that wow, man, we are immortal. You hear me?
We are.
We are living
We are.
souls. I can't even be killed. You hear me?
We can't.
You can't
Be
die.
absent from the body
You
is to
can't
be
die.
present with the Lord.
Thank you. I can't die.
You can't.
You hear me? You can't
No,
kill a
man.
soul.
But
Stop
you can
playing.
die spiritually
Yeah.
because your butt's stuck.
There you go. But again,
that's
like
what we
you said,
don't
man,
want.
so we got to get out of the fears, man. We got to get out of fearing all of this stuff that we kind of unsure about. You know what I'm saying? And dive in these scrolls, dive in this text, man, and get to understanding.
Come
Like
on,
you say, man, everything is to be. All your desires are to be, man. Your peace, your happiness, your love.
Yeah. Higher things.
Peace upon the planet. You hear me? For everybody, for all our brothers and sisters.
That's
you hear
right,
me?
man.
For all of us. And the more we can all start thinking for all,
Yep.
and get off this individuality and get off all this separatism and shit.
all this
You know what I'm saying?
blame and
all this
everything.
blaming and
Yeah.
shit though. Like we say, blame
Yeah.
games. Y'all can play blame games if y'all want to, but we know no shit come about
We
blame
done.
games.
We done with that.
You heard
We
me?
done blaming everything.
We done blaming,
Where's
man.
the solution, man?
The solution is in ownership. You know what I'm
Exactly,
saying?
exactly.
And you being responsible for self. You hear me?
Now we about to get up out of here.
Man, lunchbox
We want to thank y'all for coming out
on the lunch break.
on a lunch break for these chronicles. We're gonna do more. We're gonna come with these topics.
Man, just putting
And,
something out there for the people.
Yeah, that's my boy Dorian Gray.
Put something out there for the people, man. You know I love chopping it up with you, bro. Being
Most
on your
definitely,
platform, man.
Most
Shout out Exodus Effect, man. You're doing beautiful things out in the world, bro, man. Like you said, these conversations that we be having, that be between us, like you say, man, why not sharing with the world? Because if one person, you hear me, if
one person
can
man,
take something from it, you hear me?
done his job.
And go somewhere else. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Done his job,
That's it.
man.
Job well done, man. Thanks again, bro.
Man, y'all have a blessed day.
For sure.
And look out for the next one. I'll put the props up and stuff.
On lunch. Y'all go get something to eat, man.
Most definitely.
Feed your kids.
We have.
This was up. It's already 11:30, bro. I don't know how we be going past the
Let me turn this off.